Hey YouTube. All right, so I'm coming to you guys this morning with a hair tutorial. Haven't done one of these in a while. My last posted video was a talk and twist where I will put that video right here so you can check it out, but I was discussing dreadlocks in the workplace and dreadlocks at school and how it affects Black people. And in particular, I was talking about the young high school wrestler who was forced to cut his locks before, or else he would face being disqualified. So anyway, I'm gonna be doing my locks today. This is a hairstyle that I do quite frequently when I'm going to work. As you can see, these are my dreadlocks. They are already in twists. They're in 2-strand twists, okay, which I was twisting in the last video, and I shot that video about a week before. That was not a how-to video, but you could see that I was twisting my locks. So my locks are already twisted. I'm going to leave them twisted. This hairstyle requires no pins. It requires no rubber bands. Anyway, so this is gonna be an updo for your locks if you already have them twisted. So of course, the first step would be to twist your locks, and it's a good hairstyle for you if you have your hair in twists and you don't really know what to do with it. This would also work with kinky twists. So if you have extensions and you have twisted extensions in your hair, Senegalese twists, this would also work with that type of hairstyle. I think it's better to manipulate your locks and twists after they've grown out about a week or a few days at least, so that there's not so much tension on your roots. So as you can see, my roots are quite grown out. They've been like this for maybe about 5 or 6 days. And so it's easier for me to move my locks around. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and get into this tutorial. Okay, so I'm gonna start from the back of my head because the hair is gonna be twisted going upwards, splitting the hair in half. Now you wanna make sure that you separate the hair into 2 pieces, the front and the back. At the nape of your neck, take 2 twists and twist them together to form one larger twist. This is basically gonna be the entire hairstyle. It's gonna be taking 2 twists and making a larger twist out of it. If you have shorter locks, you may need to pin or rubber band the ends in order to hold it in place. Since my locks are uneven, I'm actually not going to be twisting the opposite side. Instead, I'm going to be joining it in the middle with the larger twist that I made on the other side and making a twist in the middle. And then I'm just going to place this right in the middle of my head as a placeholder. And then I'll be going alternating back to the first side that I started with. And I'll be taking 2 twisted locks or 2 sections of twisted locks and twisting it into a larger twist. So at this time, this twist has 4 locks twisted into it. Once that's finished twisting, I'm going to wrap it around the center piece. So there is that center twist that I've made, that larger center twist. This is now going to join it. I like to alternate between wrapping into the center from the under and wrapping in from the over. However, you can wrap in from the over or from the under with both sides. It doesn't matter, it'll stay either way. Now, as you see, I'm going back to the opposite side and twisting that into one larger twist. So I'm taking 2 twists and twisting that into one larger twist. And now I'm going to be twisting and joining it with the middle largest twist. As you see, it's taking the shape of a French roll at this point in time. If you have more locks on your head, meaning that your locks are smaller and you have more locks, that just means that instead of making one larger twist on each side, you might make 2, 3, or 4 larger twists on each side. Alternating back over to the other side. Instead of making a twist because of the layout of my head, I'm just going to take the twist that is already there and wrap it around the centerpiece. As you see, I'm starting to develop a giant twist in the middle. Coming back on the opposite side, the alternating side, I'm twisting together 2 twists to join and make a larger twist. And then I'll be adding that twist to the even larger twist in the middle of the back of my head. Once again, you may need to use clips or pins or rubber bands in order to hold this in place if your hair is shorter. Please see my video on how to style short dreadlocks and dreadlock styles for men. I've shown updos with shorter dreadlock hair. Now I'm just checking to make sure that I'm towards the middle of my head and to see if there are any more locks in the middle of my head. So that you can get a side view, I've taken 2 locks from the middle of my head, or 2 twists from the middle of my head, and I'm twisting them together to form a larger twist. And then I'm taking that larger twist and twisting around the even bigger twist in the middle of my head. Once again, taking 2 twists from the side of my head, from the opposite side now, twisting that into a larger twist. And then once I get to the bottom of this larger twist, I'm going to twist that into the very big center twist going down the middle of my head. It's almost like an old school French twist. Now, eventually I'm going to need to secure this in place. And since I'm not using pins or rubber bands in order to do that, I'm going to take a lock or a twist from directly in front of the French twist and join it with the twist on the side and tie it together like a shoestring. Don't pull too tight. You don't want traction alopecia. Once again, taking those together, tying them around the larger twist like a shoestring. Being careful not to place too much tension on your scalp so as not to get traction alopecia or hair loss. Securely tied in. Now we're coming to the front. As you see, I have twists that are on the side of my head, directly in front of my ears. I'm going to twist that into the larger twist that's going down the middle of my head. Then I'm going to alternate over. What I could have done here was to have twisted all these locks together before joining them into the larger twist, but at this point in time I was getting pretty lazy. Now I'm going to take the very large twist and twist that together to form a giant twist down the center of my head. This is not attached to the front of my head. I'm just positioning it towards the front. Now that I have the very giant twist all the way twisted down, you'll see that I did cheat and use a rubber band to hold the giant twist together. It's not necessary, but it did make it a little bit easier. I'm going to twist it around into a bun. It's going to look a little crazy at this point in time because you're going to have some locks peeking out and flying away. It's okay. Tuck those in. If you have shorter locks and you have a hard time tucking in the flyaway pieces of locks, then you may want to use pins at this point in time. But again, I don't believe that they're necessary. I've been doing this hairstyle for years, and all you have to do is just tuck in the ends of the locks and nobody will be the wiser. Now I'm taking an additional lock and using this to secure the bun that I've just created out of the giant twist going down the center of my head. This, when you're not using pins, is the easiest way to secure a bun in place, whether that's a twisted bun or just a regular bun. If you take a substantial piece of lock and wrap it all the way around, you will be able to secure your bun without using any pins. Now, taking the locks that are at the front of my head or my bang area, I'm going to be twisting those together. A nice idea here would be to do pipe cleaners or to do a swoop, but I don't want my hair in my face today. After I've twisted those locks together, I'm gonna wrap those around the bun. The bun is already secure because of the previous locks that I've used to secure it. So this should not be done too tightly. I'm just using this as decoration. Basically, I'm adorning my locks with more of my own locks. Go ahead and recognize and identify those flyaways and just tuck them in. Once you tuck them in, make sure you pat the bun in to make sure that everything is secure. What I like to do is tug on the bun a little bit, tug on the twist a little bit, just to make sure that they're in there securely. You want to make sure it's secure, but you don't want to overdo it. Now we've twisted another set of 3 locks, and you're going to tuck them into the opposite direction. Wrap around and tuck in the opposite direction. Now your base is completely sturdy. It's not going anywhere. I'll be able to have this hairstyle for at least a week. So I've extended the life of my twists. It's gone from just having regular twists in my locks to a whole other hairstyle that I can wear for another week. I especially like to wear my hair up in buns and twisted buns when I have court or trial or meetings. That's the finished product. Not a single pin was used. Now I'm going to lay down my edges. This part is completely superfluous and completely up to you. I don't lay down my edges every day, but I do like to keep my nape and my kitchen and my edges moisturized. I'm using 2 different products here. So the cream product was Camille Rose and the edge control is Cream of Nature. I do not recommend this edge control. I have found that it just melts and kind of goes away throughout the day, and then you end up with, very well moisturized, but not in place edges. But for the first couple of hours of the day, it's very pretty. So I'm just going to fast forward through here because everyone knows what it looks like to lay your edges down. Yes, the obligatory toothbrush. And then I'm going to tie my hair down while I finish getting ready for work. And then I'll take off my head wrap and I'll show you the finished product. There we go. Yes, this is a neck scarf that I am appropriating as a head scarf. So that's the finished product. Okay, so that's the final look. This is a really quick and easy updo. It'll take you about maybe 15 to 20 minutes to get it done. The reason it's so quick is if your hair is already washed, dried, twisted, and your loops are a little bit looser so that it's malleable, it's gonna be really, really easy to get your hair twisted together. And it's really just a series of twists. And then it's, piled up on the top of my head in one bigger twist. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you want to see more dreadlock and hair tutorials, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Also, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye!